I apologize for having to record on my phone. My microphone broke on my computer, and I have no other options. But my name is Bella, and this is a PowerPoint on America's conflicting climate change beliefs. So, climate change has been a topic of debate all around the US, especially in the last few years due to the political weather and the actual weather. Natural disasters like the 10 hurricanes that have hit U.S. soil since 2018, including Hurricane Laura of August 2020, have brought a lot more attention to climate change and its negative effects, especially on the people that it's hit. Politically, the elections of 2016 and 2020 had significant talk formally and informally of climate change, with President Biden, Trump, and Vice President Hillary Clinton all speaking on their beliefs of climate change and their own personal opinions. The passion behind the topic has led to a confrontational and negative connotation behind climate change and has caused an even stronger divide politically between Republicans and Democrats as their own opinions radicalize. This conflict on the simple matter of if climate change is real or not and its definitions and importance is causing a slowage of regulations and protections that could definitely help protect the environment. So, Democratic beliefs on climate change. Democrats have historically been known to be more environmentally conscious, with groups like human, animal, and environmental rights being at the forefront of most of their protests. Climate change has never been a widely debated topic of existence for the group, though ideas for action that should be taken to reduce climate change has varied between persons. And from the Pew Research, it seems that Democrats are the most likely group to take responsibility for climate change and its effects. I say this due to the graph on the right, which says more than 8 in 10 liberal Democrats say human activity contributes a great deal to climate change. That compared to conservative Republicans, which only say that 14% of human activity leads to a great deal, shows the responsibility that Democrats are willing to take for climate change. And you may be asking yourself, why? Why do Democrats care so much? In a social aspect, Democrats have supported government interference and regulation in things like government and like environment and business. This push for an environmental protection has only grown as more effects on climate change are being researched and as many companies are being revealed as destructive and uncaring towards the environment. On the flip side is the Republican beliefs on climate change. Pew Research shows Republican and conservative voters value the economy. Many have beliefs that climate change actions like cleaner fuel are expensive and will negatively impact their economic and job states. This leads to a hierarchy view that the environment isn't as important as the economy directly affects them 24/7, while the environment has more long-term consequences that they don't have to directly deal with. And in the passion of the 2016 and 2020 elections, the dislike for the environment and regulations towards it only became stronger. Many believe that climate change was a hoax, which is a trend that Trump started after he repeatedly said that climate change was a hoax. And the denial of something as important as the planet's health has led to even more conflicts between Democrats and Republicans as they shut down many conversations about it altogether. And as you can see on the left graph, Republicans are very supportive of fossil fuels and what are known as dirty fuels, which negatively impact the environment, and seem more so neutral about clean cleaner fuel types. And in the fears of conflict and the lies, the media like newspapers, televised news, and social media sites saw the fiery conflict between Democrats and Republicans and went one of two ways. They either supported the conflict for views or ignored it altogether. TV channels like Fox use this debate as a way to villainize Democrats, support Trump's rejections of climate change importance, and gain a loyal following. This can be seen in the pictures on the right. Fox says that there is a climate change hysteria, and they are supporting Donald Trump's message on the left, which says the concept of global warming was created and for the Chinese in order to make US manufacturing non-competitive. The Columbian Journalism Review wrote on the lack of talk of climate change on large news sites. After Hurricane Laura in August of 2020, less than 5 news outlets in the area that it hit connected the hurricane and bad weather to climate change, though they all wrote stories on the hurricane itself. This fear of losing a loyal following is causing a stagnation of real reporting. Either news outlets like Fox are radicalizing their audience with lies and exaggerations, or like CJR wrote, the news outlets are ignoring the connection to climate change altogether, as many of them have moderate viewers, and if they are pro or anti climate change in any way, then they could lose that viewership and that money. And for symbolic interactionalism is a micro-level viewpoint that focuses on human interaction and its domino effect to change. It follows 3 rules. 1, actions have the meaning that we give them. 2, meanings are different for different people. And 3, meanings can change like our environment. By looking at the issues of climate change and its conflict in the US through this lens specifically, one is able to ask not only how did this division and conflict happen, but why? Looking at the political groups and their influence on today's media, we should be able to use it to diffuse information better rather than using it to cause unneeded conflict. And it allows for questions like, what is the meaning behind climate change for each political group? How did it come to be valued like this? How did this group value impact others socially? What do these radically different group opinions mean for US climate change, both negatively and positively? And if things do change, what will more daily awareness of climate change mean for the average US person? So for the deliberation portion of this PowerPoint, the reasons behind why climate change is becoming a divisive topic are now known as media manipulation, political passion, and a lack of reliable information. The micro-level question to now think on is, will this lack of trustworthy information or information at all on such important topics like climate change lead to a greater mistrust in news outlets? Thank you.